Hey everybody, it's Mr. Gerlich. It's Monday, April 6th, and I'm going to walk you through what's going to happen in Craft Lab right now. So I'm going to walk you through a screen tutorial, and please follow along and pay attention. And then when I'm done, click on the links in the Google Classroom so you can read it yourself, or you can listen and follow along in a different way, but I walk you through it so you're going to see everything. The main idea is that you notice is that every week there's going to be a weekly response on the Padlet site starting next week. And so I'm going to ask you guys to go to Padlet and respond to the weekly response. It could be an article and a response. It could be a video, or it might be a short assignment. Okay, so that's the first thing to do. And then you also, for this week, I'm hoping that you can post a selfie of yourself on the post where it says selfie. That kind of shows us what it might be like for you to be quarantined. So think about something about what you might want to be quarantined or what it feels like. Take that picture. It'd be cool to see everybody's faces so we can see each other. And then the second part is picking art projects from the project grid sheet. So I've made about 26 ideas with links to videos, tutorials, or articles, or pictures that you might reference, and you're just going to pick one of those projects to start with, and you're going to work on that all by yourself at your house. If you need supplies, you can ask me. I have sewing machines, I have felt, I have seeds. So if you need those, you can come to school and pick those up. As long as I have a week's notice, between 9 and 11, there'll be some pickup times. And you're going to do a documentation every 2 weeks of whatever you're working on. So you're going to have to make sure that you're taking photographs and videos of what it is that you're making so that you can either do a written documentation with pictures that's turned in on Google Classroom, or you can make another video reflection like we have done on Flipgrid during the year. So we're going to go into the tutorial and we'll go from there. Hey everybody, this is the Craft Lab project sheet. And so as you can see here, it says pick a project to start with and work your way through them. There's no set time of how many or how long each project will take you to finish, because obviously you have a lot of time, so you might like a project a lot and want to make a lot more of them or have new ideas, such as the potato stamping project. Maybe you'll really get into it and you'll make napkins, and you'll make bags, or maybe you want to redo your clothes, right? And so you can build off those things. So I encourage you to look through here. So you can see here there's a sewing machine project of choice, or by hand. There's links to everything, which will take you to an example or examples, or video tutorials or picture tutorials that I thought would help you understand what it is that I'm asking you to do. Okay, you should see that you should average about 90 minutes of work per week on this project of your choice, so you can find your time. And then again, it's all up to you. So obviously there's repainting and repurposing furniture. You can start seeds. Remember all those seeds we made? We can I can try to get them to you, right? So you can get some of those seeds. You can redecorate your room. You can go to Instructables.com on the website and pick any project you want. You can customize some shoes or your clothes with Sharpie markers. Can build a bat house or a bird house. There's this Modern Builds website that has these really cool modern builds that you could build if you want to build something cool. There's a face mask tutorial. Everyone's going to need one of these soon if you don't already have one. There's a couple of different ways to make them. There's different repurposing projects from stuff that's in the recycling bin. Maybe you just really want to spend time making YouTube videos and, getting subscribers and working on a YouTube channel. That's an option. Maybe you want to redo your wall in your room. You want to do a DIY wall makeover. Plenty of things to do with food. So maybe you want to get creative with baking food, or you want to turn your food into art. There's a garden sculptures. So maybe you want to make some garden sculptures for some wild birds or butterflies. There's paper folding and origami. So maybe you want to do that. There's upcycling t-shirt activities. You could just do a research on a craft, so you could research a craft that you might want to be interested in, or in a craft artisan. You can just write a 1 to 3 page paper report on that. You could make some lip balms and body scrubs. There's hand-drawn custom stuffed animals, felted rocks, felted soap, felted puppets. I have wool felt if you need it. And then there's this really cool one that's called Pick Your Own Craft, which is you can do whatever you want. So you can teach yourself something new. You can work on something that you really like. You can work on something that you want to get better at, right? And the idea is that you're going to look for your own information. You'll find your own resources. Maybe you have books at home. Maybe you go on the internet. But you can also just create whatever you want that you might want to make, because I don't know what you might want to craft, but this is a really good time to be crafty. And they also have painted mandala rocks. And then you can see that I also have a lot more space to add things as the weeks come on. So that's the basics of this sheet here that you're going to use to pick your projects. And then this is a little bit more information about the weekly assignments and what you'll do for your bi-weekly turn-ins. Okay, so the weekly assignments, part one. So as you know, as I said in my video earlier when I was talking to you guys, that you are going to weekly respond to the Padlet post. And so here's the link to the Padlet site on there, and you're going to need to just post underneath each week's post that's there, and these are weekly posts, so you can see the example right here, week 1, April 13th through 17th, how to stay creative and make art during COVID-19. You'll open that link, or you'll read the rest of it, and you'll see that there'll be a link, and that there'll be some questions that you need to answer, and you can see that you'll have to put your name in the post below, so you see where it says Jillian Chavez. You write your name there, whatever your name is, and then you write your answer below it, okay, under that week, right? And that's how you get credit for the weekly assignments. And those are due by Friday at the end of the week. Make sure that they're free of spelling errors and you write incomplete sentences. And then you can also see that they have the voting there, those voting thumbs up, thumbs down. You'll have to go back in and vote on your favorite, some of your favorite responses and upvote them or downvote them. And whoever gets the most, top 3 people who get the most votes will get a couple extra bonus points. And then I've included the QR code if you wanted to just print this out or stick it on your wall or take a picture of it so you can always get back to it, okay? So for your projects that references that choice grid we just talked about, you're going to, at the end of every 2 weeks, you can see here the turn-in dates are April 24th, May 8th, May 22nd, and June 5th. You'll need to either do a written reflection that you'll turn into Google Classroom, which includes pictures, or you'll have to do a video reflection, which you turn in to Flipgrid. Okay, and the link is right there for Flipgrid for our class. These are the questions that you're going to have to ask in the documentation. So make sure that you're taking photographs when you're making, or videos when you're making your work, so that I know that you're actually making stuff. And then you can document it and turn it back in, so you're going to get credit for documenting your progress, right? So it's really important that you take pictures while you're making things, take breaks, and then obviously I want you to take a selfie of yourself with your finished product when you're done, so that we know that you're doing it, right? So if you've made sketches, you can take pictures of your sketchbook. You can use website references that you used, books you might have used. You can take pictures of that, and then photograph the beginning, middle, and end, and then take the selfie at the end. And you could always record yourself, or record video of you making it, so you could turn that into your final reflection as well. If you use Flipgrid, it's just kind of up to you. Maybe you turn it into a YouTube channel, you never know. And then these are the reflection guiding questions that you should answer in your reflections every 2 weeks. So what did you make or are making? What are you excited about when making this craft? What did you choose why did you choose to make this? What research or planning did you undertake before you started? What are some ideas to improve upon your craft or future creative goals? How long have you been working on your project, right? So you need to answer all these 6 questions, and you should think about these questions before you start so that they're easier to answer later, okay? And that's the basis of this whole class, right, that we're going to do. So every 2 weeks, you pick a reflection, and I'll go over this again next week, and I'll walk you guys through the process of making the reflection so it doesn't seem like you're kind of out in the dark about what you have to do, but it should be pretty basic to do this. So that's what you need to do. The idea is that every week, right, you respond to the weekly post on Padlet, okay, and then you respond to the bi-weekly art projects that are up here. So pick whatever project you want, and then you're going to get started next week on the April 13th, and you'll have the next 2 weeks to start working on things, okay? So about 3 hours of work between every project, more or less. Some of you might work 12 hours. Some people might not even work enough, but the goal is should be about 6 hours every 2 weeks. 3 hours, sorry, every 3 hours, every 2 weeks, working on creative projects. Okay, remember I have my office hours from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Every day that you can get a hold of me. And stay tuned for more updates, and take care.